if they were just taking it therapeutically. So in my view, if you're taking a drug that's over the therapeutic amount, you gotta be under the influence. I don't see how you couldn't be. And if it's that much over, it means it's been in her system not so long that it hasn't broken down to less than a therapeutic dose. Then maybe you got an argument. But this hadn't been in her system that long, it appears. It started to break down, but it was still a very high amount. So yes, I've got circumstances that could have gone either way. And I was kind of torn there. But when I look at what I got here with the level of oxycodone and the testimony about what the levels are, and you put that together with the erraticness of her driving, and even if you're angry, most people are not gonna just, they got a little more focus. They're gonna stop for the police unless they've committed some crime. And there's no evidence per se as to who committed a crime or if there was even a crime committed. We just see two people driving their cars into each other. So other than that, you would think that she would have stopped. And perhaps maybe being under the influence could have led her to make those other choices not to do that. So in combination with all of those things and the testimony about the lab results and the therapeutic dose, I have to find her guilty of being under the influence. So that third level of the element has been met beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay, so that's the conviction as charged. Okay, we need a pre-sentence report. All right, so we need a sentence that will send her downstairs, we'll continue the bond, send her downstairs for a date that she can be interviewed and put the report together. You'll get a chance to go over this before sentencing. Our sentence date is gonna be.
Court's available March 31st at 9:30.
That's not it.
March 31st?
No.
No. Okay.
Court's available April 2nd at 9:30.
4/2. 9:30 is the sentence date. The bond will be
Can I
continued.
say something, please?
No, man, you don't get to do that.
Oh, because that's wrong.
Okay, now, let me tell you something. You don't have to, you know what? Keep doing that and I'm gonna have you arrested, because you're acting out.
Oh, because that's not right. I was a victim and that's not right.
Ma'am, this is not a domestic violence situation.
Yeah, but I was getting away. I can't ram somebody in front of me. That wasn't right. The charge keeps saying that.
Ma'am, I gotta go on the evidence and you heard the evidence. You heard the evidence about the level of that drug you had in your system. I can't change that evidence. And I don't doubt that you might have been having a problem with domestic violence or something. But the issue is not that.
So if I'm getting away because somebody is beating on me, you want me to stay there and get beat on or what?
Ma'am.
Or drive away?
Ma'am,
That was
it's
not
not,
right.
let me just say, this is the kind of acting up that you were likely doing on the scene. And I'm giving you a real break, and I'm being very tolerant of this, because you are disrupting these proceedings right now. So I'm tolerant of that. But I'm telling you this, the charge here was not brought by this court, it's brought by the prosecutor. And they looked at all of the circumstances and they decided that whether you were a victim of domestic violence or whatever was going on, that you still had.
And she also keeps saying 2 cars rammed each other. How can I ram somebody that's in behind?
Yeah, we have to go with the testimony, okay? That's all we can do. And it's up to listen to me. It's up to the prosecutor as to how they charge and if they charged you at all. And they make the decision to charge you, whether or not there was any domestic violence escape going on or not. One wrong doesn't necessarily make another wrong. And maybe you had a right to flee, but if you had something in your system, maybe you shouldn't have been driving in the first place. And that's why you probably got charged. I went by what the evidence said.
I wasn't driving, I was at my home.
Okay, then.
Trying to get away from someone.
You admitted you were driving at the time.
On
The
private
reason you
property.
were driving is different, but you were driving. So, and here's your exhibit at Ms. Lynch. She needs to go down to probation, and get a date.
Donna, what was it? Was that 9 o'clock or 9?
You
9:30.
gave 9:30 on 14.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Schlessel is right back there. I don't know if she has a claim. Does she have a claim?
She does not.
Okay, so let's do that one. What's that file? Okay. So her client is, she has the tree. Right. Okay. This is recalling case number 24S01003SM, People State of Michigan versus Chandra Treat.
Michelle Mitch on behalf of the people.
Deborah Schlossel, P56420, on behalf of the defendant, Ms. Chandra Treat. Is Ms.